Now, in this case, this bathroom is a little different than most. I've never had this problem, but the other night we worked out how we're going to do this, because what this right here is, it is, when you open this up, it's the main drain that brings the water out into the sewage out on the main line. And if this flood ever happens again, which it has happened a few times, we know, then they'll need to get at this. So we don't want to just take tiles and cover the whole thing, or else if something happens, they'll have to try and break them. And during an emergency, that's one of the last things you want to be worrying about. Now, it wouldn't have been so bad if this was straight, but unfortunately, this not only is in the dead center middle of the room, it's also crooked, which added a whole nother problem. So we thought of maybe taking it and turning all the tiles on an angle. We just thought that just wouldn't look good, and what we ended up doing was we took the tiles and basically we just broke up this section into 4. It's going to be a lot more cutting, but in the end it's worth it. So here's the general idea of what we did. So this tile will be going here, and what we'll do is we'll cut the tile this way and cut it this way, stick this tile here, and this section will be stuck on here. So one, we'll have a separate tile for this wood to come up, and 2, then we'll know where that we can reach in and grab, so we're not scattered around. If there is any water, we know exactly where this hatch is. So this is basically what we ended up with. And as you can see, doing this real quick, it's still, you want to measure this to make sure it's perfect, but it's still in line with the line here. So end up doing is we end up cutting the tile like this, sticking these 4 pieces onto the piece of wood, and then sticking these edges onto the floor. So now they're separate, but it still will look good. It won't have that, whoa, it's a weird thing effect. It'll actually end up looking pretty good. It's unfortunately the only thing we could do with it, but I think it'll end up looking all right. With that in mind, we know that we have to bring this line over in order for this to work properly. We tried all kinds of combinations. Actually, I want to bring it over just a bit more to keep it nice and centered so it doesn't look too awkward. So from this point to here, we're looking at 6 inches. So what we'll do is we'll go from the beginning, go out 6 inches, make a mark, go to the end here, come out 6 inches, make a mark, and we'll snap another line. So what that new line will give us is the exact line that we need to follow with these tiles. So we just follow this line. This line we can now ignore once we have that down, but that gives us, this line gave us our straight, and this next line will give us the exact points of where we're supposed to put the tile. So we'll line this tile's edge up to the chalk line, the new chalk line here, and we'll explain that more as we lay tile.